Yo, what's going on? It's your boy GodK. We out here shooting the video to control. It's on all platforms. Go get that shit.
Control. Yeah, 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 yeah. Control. Yeah.
Nice. I'm in my car, by the way. My bad. It's
It's all
easier
good,
to
man.
talk in the car.
It's all
How
good.
you been?
I've been good. How are you?
I've been good. You know, can't complain. Just working and taking care of this kid.
Right on, man.
Right.
Cymbal Talk episode number 4. It has been a long time since I've done this, but I'm very excited to do this tonight because my cousin's here and he makes some awesome music, and we haven't really sat down and kind of talked about how you create. So I'm really looking forward to this. This should be a blast.
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, how I create is obviously I smoke a lot. let's keep it real, and I kind of get my ideas when I'm high. No lie, and but I like to sit by myself and where I'm not around people, because I kind of do like feel like conscious about it and whatnot, and so like I try not. I don't want people hearing it, but until it's like completely done, and so I'll sit in my car and I play my my speaker out loud, and I just go through beats for real, and my bad. I'll go through beats and everything, off of YouTube, because I don't really have like a main beat maker right now. Just still at the level of using YouTube beats and whatnot, and so I'll find a beat I like. I'll sit there and I'll listen to it for a while. It's hard to keep my attention and everything, so I do go through like a lot of beats just to catch a vibe and whatnot. But once I catch that vibe, I really like start tapping in, and it'll usually take me about, I want to say like a day or two, if I'm like really consistently like going back to the beat to like write a really good track. And so that's mainly like my writing process when I like try to write a song. And honestly, I write how I feel. So if I'm angry, I'll probably come with like an aggressive song. Or if I'm like just, feeling good about the day, it'll be on like a happy beat, a more up-tempo beat. It all depends. I don't really have like a main sound or a main beat that I like, go off of and everything. I try to keep it like versatile and whatnot.
No, man. Yeah, and I think versatility is kind of the key in being a musician right now, and ultimately a lot of what you're doing.
Yeah.
So kind of want to circle back, because I'm absolutely going to get into the songwriting process and the lyric process for you. But wanted to get into what got you interested in music. What was the thing that, or the song, or the artist, or what made you want to do this?
Well, I mean, it was I was in college. I was 20 years old, and I was just like, Kendrick Lamar's "Good Kid, Mad City" album came out, and like I was bumping that like every single day. And then I was also listening to like a bunch of Jay-Z and a bunch of Biggie at the time. And like I realized that like, yo, I like listening to this, and I kind of want to see what I could do with it as far as writing. And so while I'm in my dorm and whatnot, my friend had one of my ex-teammate players and whatnot. He had a little computer and a microphone, and he was just in there, playing around recording and whatnot. And I was just like, hey, you mind if I, try to record something at the class and whatnot? And he was like, sure. So I came out the class one day and I sat down and I found a beat off of YouTube. It was like a Wiz Khalifa beat. And it was like a love type of beat. I don't even know what I like to call it, like a romantic type of beat or something. And I wrote this little song for this girl that I was like feeling at the time.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah, and so I came up with that. I thought it was pretty good for like a first timer and whatnot. And I did the song for the girl. She liked it and whatnot. But just I think Kendrick Lamar and Jay-Z pretty much got me into like wanting to do the music and stuff, because I like the passion behind it, and I like how they were like so like good with their wordplay. And so I try to like do more like lyrical type songs. I don't want to do like the new hip hop that's out now because it's nothing wrong with it, but it's just like not my style. I listen more for lyrics and everything. And so yeah, they kind of got me into trying to, you know, be a musician. For real. And growing up with you like all them years, for real. And you getting me onto like the music and stuff. Like it's just been around me my whole life. And so
And
I
you
don't see
kicking
why
my
not.
ass in Guitar Hero.
I was not good at it. You kicking my ass at guitar in real life. So who's really winning, you know? Oh, but yeah, that's pretty much how I got really interested in music and how I got started, like deciding that I was gonna do it.
Right on.
I haven't been able to be consistent with doing it and whatnot, which I don't really regret, but I do a little bit because, you know, I'd rather have been able to be like 100% consistent, but you know, it's life situations that happen. And so it is what it is. I'm gonna keep striding and I'm gonna get my day one day.
Absolutely, man. So kind of a follow-up to that last question here, because there's, and you kind of touched on this a little bit previously, there's absolutely a difference between maybe playing an instrument or being a bass player who likes to be quiet like myself and chill in the back and just do my thing, and someone like yourself who's maybe a bit more out front, a bit more of the frontman personality. What kind of drives you to challenge yourself in that way? Where do you get that inspiration to maybe push yourself kind of outside of your comfort zone, put yourself in the spotlight a bit? What what aspect of music kind of gets you interested in doing those things?
Well, I think what gets me out of my comfort zone and getting me to, you know, be able to go out and just not be afraid to be in front of the people. I did have that at one point in time because of, you know, it was just like things with people, like certain environments I try to like keep myself away from, but I've realized over time that I'm gonna have to put myself in those environments a little bit just so that I can touch, you know, the people that I want to touch and whatnot. But I think my inspiration is like just like I took acting class a lot. And I did like public speaking, and so I think that kind of helps me with getting over like the stage fright type of thing, or you know, like not being afraid to like, you know, get up in front of people and show myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I think that helped out a lot, you know, through being in college and taking those type of classes and whatnot.
Right on.
And yeah.
All right, man. So gonna kind of circle back a bit. I was talking to one of my friends, and you know, it was January and things were awesome, and you know, we had shows lined up and we had plans. Another musical friend of mine, and then March happens, and
right,
and everything shut down. And the whole point of what me and my friend were discussing, and we did a blog together and kind of talked about it, was what our musical goals were for 2020. Now, obviously, that just most of those goals just aren't feasible right now. But I'm curious, you know, when you woke up on January 1st and you had your New Year's resolutions, what were the musical ones, and how did those change? You know, for me personally, there were some changes that sucked. There were also some changes that forced me to do things that I was planning on doing, but would have taken a long time, and this just accelerated that, which wasn't a bad thing. So curious kind of how your musical outlook changed and what your plans were, you know, to begin with in January.
Well, like my plans, I wanted to like have my own studio set up, which I'm actually getting close to doing once I move into my own apartment and whatnot. But it's really been like hard to like get being consistent and always being in like the studio. And so that was kind of like a goal for me this year, is to be in the studio like almost every day. I haven't been able to at all because of the COVID stuff and because I don't have like my own space to really like comfortably do it and everything. I also wanted to drop like a few projects. I'm actually getting ready to drop one August 31st.
Nice.
And yeah, which I'm glad about because I want to get like more content out there. But I wanted to drop a few projects, but I really haven't been able to due to the inconsistency of being able to have my own studio and everything. And so I'm still on that goal of getting my own studio. And once I do, I think my goals for the end of the year would be to, after this one, to drop another EP or something like that, like maybe in like November or something, you know, towards the end of the year, and just finish out the year strong with that, and then hopefully the next year we're able to get shows going, and I can just capitalize off of the music that I've released.
Yeah, I'm definitely in a similar spot. You know, I've had a goal of like having a way to record at home and you know, have output at home, and this happened. Like, well, great. Now I got to do that really quick and figure it out. It's been wild, man. But that's good, man. I mean, that's the thing. If you have a plan, and I mean, I think legitimately the only thing that a lot of musicians and a lot of people in our place right now can do is record or practice.
Right,
and kind of build yourself. You know, there's not really another option here for most of us. And man, when things start opening up again, it's going to be really interesting because everyone, in a sense, is going to be starting in a very similar spot. So
right, exactly.
It should be interesting, but I mean, you're doing what you can do, man. I mean, it's wild times, and you're you know, doing what you can and working on your craft and recording, and that's super important right now. It's absolutely important to have some tunes out, so that's awesome, man.
Yeah, I dropped 2 singles like earlier in the maybe in like June or something like that. I don't remember, but I dropped 2. I dropped 2 singles during those months to get like people like buzzing again and whatnot, because it's been a while since I had dropped music, and so I dropped 2. I think they were really good tracks. I got like a lot of a buzz off of the Control track that I dropped. A lot of people like that one. But I did that just so like I get people's attention again, and then I've been promoting recently. I paid for a little promotion and whatnot to get more people's attention on Instagram and everything, and trying to get like my followers and stuff like that up, trying to be on like all the social media networks active and whatnot. That's another goal that I gotta you know, finish out the rest of this year strong with, is being active on my social medias, because that's like the wave nowadays. People are like, you know, being more attentive to like social medias and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I got to capitalize on that and do it like in a smart way that's going to benefit me.
Well, let's start right now, man. Plug your stuff.
Hold on. Let me turn my volume up. I don't know if can you hear me?
Yeah.
Why my volume so low? Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. There we go. I can hear you better.
All right. Well, yeah, man, let's start right now. Let's promote your stuff. Where can people find your tunes? Where can people follow you on things, and how can they listen to your stuff?
All right. So first off, I'm gonna start with my name. The name's GodK. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, all the major platforms. You just type in GodK, and I should be the first one to pop up. It is people with, you know, like GodK with a different thing, you know, but you'll see. And look for the track Control and Gas for the Low. Those are the 2 that I have up there so far until my EP drop.
So
and also, hold on, one thing. And also, you can follow me on Instagram with by typing in _ GodK.
Word.
Yep.
So I definitely want to talk about the singles because, dude, they sound really good. So I want to get into that, but kind of leading into that a little bit here, I want to talk about your songwriting process, man. Like, in terms of like lyrics, you mentioned so you get some inspiration from beats, things like that. What's the next step?
As far as like lyrics,
or just songwriting in general, yeah, lyrics and just how you approach everything.
I think my next step for me is trying to be consistent and coming up with those same not the same type of lyrics, but with those lyrics with those same work, like the good wordplay, and pretty much cleaning up like pronunciation on my tracks. I think that pronunciation is good, but me being an artist, I know what is off and what is on and whatnot. But just trying to better the lyrics even more than what they are, and being able to relate to people on all aspects. That's the next step so far, and just getting it out to people, resonating with them.
Absolutely, man. So I guess so part of Cymbal Talk goes into gear, and I know you're not the world's biggest gearhead, but kind of wanted to talk about, so what does a recording session look like for you?
My typical recording session could probably look like somebody's closet. I'm gonna be honest, unless like I have like enough money to like get into an actual studio, it'll probably be somebody's like closet or their basement,
yeah,
or wherever I can be able to record, in an office, in a car. I recorded a track in the car, to be honest with you, and that joker came out amazing. And so anywhere for real, that's my studio until I can be in one place with it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, yeah, I see.
That's the fun thing about it too. I don't, I'm gonna miss, like, once I do have my own studio, I'm gonna miss the like different places I could be like in recording the track. I think it's fun that way and whatnot. Being in different like bits, like if I'm sitting in the car, being here with a mic in front of me and recording here, or being in a hotel, just traveling and doing it.
I hear that, man. It's important to change the scenery too. Like,
Yeah.
I just moved up here from the basement. It's fucking awesome. I have a window.
Where is that? Is that in that one room?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That one room. That single room.
You know what room I'm talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, where you had your drums and everything.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's important to keep it, I guess, kind of keep it interesting and keep it inspiring. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. Inspiring is critical. No, and I mean, I said studio before, but like you said, man, it could be a car, it could be a basement, it could be your living room, wherever it makes sense, wherever you can do it, you got to do it. All right. So a couple more questions for you, man, in terms of songwriting here. For the lyrics, and let's keep it focused on Gas for the Low and Control, because those are the songs that you have out right now.
Right.
For those tunes, man, what did the writing process look like? And I guess especially if you want to dive into the recording process on those songs, mics that you used, whatever, definitely interested.
So the Gas for the Low one, that's pretty like obvious. I was like thinking, I was high and I was like thinking about weed and whatnot. And also, like, I mean, the song isn't all about that either, but like I incorporated a little bit of like my childhood and the struggle that I've been through and whatnot. And I just made that one like a nice little song. The Control one, I was like, I don't know if you've seen Friday, right? You seen Friday with Ice Cube and Chris Tucker?
What was it?
The movie Friday. I don't know if you.
No, I haven't.
No, you gotta watch that. But anyway, it was a scene in that movie where one of the characters' name was Smokey, and he was singing this one song. He was like, "Control, control." And it rang in my head that, oh, that's a Janet Jackson song. So I went and listened to the song, and I heard how she had did like her little Control like song and whatnot. Because she has a song called Control out, and I liked how she did the Control, control. And so I found like a beat that went along with that, and I set it over the beat, and it went. And so during that writing process, I'm just like, all right, if I'm gonna do it like this, I have to come with like some like real like aggressive lyrics, not as in like cursing or anything, like, but how I pronounce it and how I say the words and everything. I was just thinking like I gotta be like tough and talk my shit with this one. And so I was just sitting there writing it, and I'm just freestyling pretty much until I come up with like some real words and everything. And once I came up with the real words, I jotted down, and then over that song kind of took me like a few months to write because I didn't want to like just come up with anything. And so I would come back and forth with it, and then I finally got it done. And once I went into the studio and recorded it, it came out really well.
Nice, man.
And yeah, so like I get my like a lot of the inspiration for like some of that stuff from like what I see on TV too, and that movie pretty much.
Right on.
That's with that one track. The Gas for the Low. I don't really. That's a good song, but I like the Control one and the process that it took for that one more than I like for the Gas for the Low.
Yeah, there's definitely some tunes, man, where like that some songs just come super easily and it's good, and then there's others that it takes a little bit of time to to just have it dialed in and exactly how you want it.
Right.
No, that's why I love doing these, man. I love hearing how other people create and take their ideas and put a microphone in front of it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So speaking of microphones, what did you use for vocals on that?
To be honest with you, I don't even know. It was probably like some cheap ass mic that like we could afford at the time, and then most of like I record on any mic, and it could be shitty, but I actually have some good engineers, like, which is a blessing because back when I first started writing, like everybody that I was around that's doing music, they were just starting out just like me, and so we didn't have like the best skills in the world with engineering and all of that stuff. And over time they've gotten better, and Alan pretty much mixes most of my music.
Right on.
And yeah, he does like engineering and all of that stuff, and so he mixed that Control song, and he made it sound the way that it sounds and whatnot. And so yeah.
I didn't know he mixed that, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, Alan's really talented for sure. He's done like a bunch of my stuff.
Speaking of Alan, I'll be sure to tag his Instagram and stuff in this because y'all should check out what he does.
My bad. He's another one that you should do like a Cymbal Talk with.
I should.
Yeah, you definitely hit him up and see if he wants to get involved with that, because he'll have something to say too.
Right on, man. Well, as always, rad talking to you. My favorite part about doing these is getting another perspective on music and creation, and it's always a blast, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me, man.
All right,
man.
I
like what on your end too, I thought about doing like a podcast. I gotta find like the right people to do it with though, because I've been in the podcast lately and whatnot. So maybe it's like I get like a bunch of people that are following pretty much. I'll start a podcast with a couple of my friends and we'll just talk about life.
Yeah.
Or just and talk about pretty much.
I'd listen.
Yeah, man. Just look out for that in the future. Maybe I won't say right now, like a few years.
I'll keep an eye out, man. Let me know.
Yeah, I got you. You be safe out there, man, and continue to be rad.
You as well, sir. You as well.
Yes, sir.